Hello guys, how are you? I am Suneet from IT Mystic. At IT Mystic, we teach Excel, Word, and PowerPoint through interactive online classes and through corporate training as well. If you are interested in learning, please drop a mail at theitmystic@gmail.com. In this video, we will talk about data validation. Data validation is used to avoid entering wrong or invalid data. For example, we may allow user to enter numbers between specified range only, to enter data starting or ending with a specific string, and so on. To apply data validation, we have to first select the range and then go to Data tab and select Data Validation command under the Data Tools group. For example, I am going to apply data validation on this range before typing anything. Let's say I want the user to enter values between 1 and 10 only. Okay, 4 is valid, 6 is valid, but 11 is invalid. So as you can see, it is showing the default message. This value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. And we have got two buttons, retry and cancel. If I retry, it will allow me to re-enter the value. Now I can enter a valid value. And if I press cancel, it will simply delete this value. And if I keep it blank, it will allow me to keep the cell blank because I have selected this option. It is selected by default. If I choose to uncheck this value, let's see what happens. If I edit a blank cell, it won't allow me to keep it blank. Or I can either click retry and enter a valid value, or I can click cancel and leave the cell blank. So this is how basic data validation works. Let us clear it. Clear all. It will clear all the rules. Now I can enter any value. Now for example, already entered values and now I apply data validation. Again the same validation. Whole numbers between 1 and 10. But now these values are already invalid. So we can highlight the invalid values by clicking on this option, circle invalid data. It will highlight invalid values. So there must be some data validation here as well. Let me remove it. Okay. So I can correct it. I can enter valid values and it will be fine. To remove the data validation, we can go to data validation and clear all. Yeah. Now let me clear everything, including formatting. So let us go through the data validation dialog box once again. There are some more options. We have settings tab, we have input message tab, and the error alerts tab. Input message is simply used to display message to the user that what type of data is expected before entering the data. As soon as the user would click on the cell, it will display the message written here with this title. Let us do it. But first we need to select the range. For example, again I will select this range. Between 1 and 10 again. Input message. This is the title. And here is the input message. Uh, and similarly we have error alert. In case the user enters some wrong value, we will display the error message. Invalid number or value. Here we have three options: stop, warning, and information. All three have different functionality. We will see. First, let us try stop. Okay. See, if I hover the mouse, it will not display any message. As soon as I click on any cell, it will display the message, which is very helpful while entering the data. So I have entered 10. Let me enter 11 and see the error message that we have written. It is displaying with the stop icon and retry and cancel buttons because we have selected stop, and the message is please enter a valid value between 1 and 10. So if I click on retry, it will allow me to enter a valid value. If I click on cancel, it will simply delete the value. Now let us try using warning. Now it will display this icon with exclamation in it. Warning means it will just display a warning message on invalid entry, and instead of retry and cancel buttons, we have yes, no, and cancel buttons. It is asking me if you want to continue. If I would say yes, it will accept the value, unlike the stop action, which doesn't allow me to enter invalid data. If I click on cancel, it will not allow me to accept the value. It will not accept the value, but allow me to change the value to some valid value. If I click on cancel, it will simply delete the value. So now let us try using information. So again, a new icon and OK and cancel buttons this time. If I click OK, it will accept the value. If I click cancel, it will delete the value. So this is how the styles work. These are styles. Okay, now I can find out the invalid data and correct it. Now I will delete the validations. It will clear everything, including input message and error alert. Now we will focus on these validations. First is code. Code must begin with this string, that is EV-19- case sensitive. We already have all the valid values, but the validation is not there. Let us apply custom validation, because this rule cannot be applied using any of these options. So we have to write custom formula here. Okay, it will be like checking the left part of the string. So we will use left function and refer to the first cell is equal to EV-19- sorry, number of characters should be 6. And for the rest of the video, we will not use input message and error alert. Okay, so let us see if we have any invalid data. No, we don't have. Let us try to input an invalid data. Let us make it something else, 13. So this is the default message it is displaying. So I can cancel it and revert back to the previous value. Similarly, if I enter TV, again the same message. Even if I enter small e, it will allow me to use that. It should be exact. Let's see. Now it is not allowing me to enter small b, small e, small letters. Capital is fine. Yeah, it is working now. So we are done with the first validation. The next one is from date should be between 1st January 2019 to today's date. Sounds pretty simple. We can use this option date between 1st January. We can use this format that Excel recognizes, and here we need to use today function that will return the current date at any time. So today is 25th July. Let me enter something more than that. So it is not allowing me to enter the future date, and it should start from 1st January. uh, yeah, 1st January is valid, so it is working. Let's check if we have any invalid dates. No, we don't have. So the next one is to date. It must be between the from date and from date plus 2 days. Okay, 2 days past the from date. In other words, an event cannot last for more than 3 days. Okay, fair enough. We can again use the same option, that is date. Start date should be from date and end date should be from date plus 2. Simple. It's 9th May, 9th, 10th, 11th. It's 11th May, it's 9th. Let's make it 12th. Yeah, it is not accepting. And if I enter 9th, yeah, it is valid. If I enter 8th, invalid. So it is working. So the next one is type. Max length can be 18 characters. Okay, let us select it. Apply data validation. Oh, sorry. Let's see if we have any option. Yeah, text length. Minimum or less than or equal to 18 characters. Okay. Trade show by ID mistake. Retry. Let me see what's the length of this string. It's 22. That's why it's not working. It should be 18. IDMI. It should accept till MI. Yeah, it is working. As soon as I increase a character, it will not allow. We are done with the type as well. The next one is region. Region can be any of these, case sensitive: east, west, north and south. Okay, so we can use the list. Let us first create the list of unique values. I think I should move it to somewhere else. Now we can get the unique values using this option. Remove duplicates. Column O. Okay. So we are left with 4 values that we can use to apply validation on this field. Let it be here. Okay, now let us select this column and go to data validation. Here we have the list option, and source would be this list. Okay, so you can see the drop down here with these 4 values. Here's east. We can change it to west, south, or any other value. If I try to type any other value, it will not allow. So we're done with the region as well. Then the location must end with any of these values, or it can be left empty. Again, okay, first we need to fetch these values from these strings, so we can use the write function. Let's do it here. Two rightmost characters, and we can copy it. Now we need values instead of formula, so we will copy and paste as values. And now we need unique values. Again, go to data and remove duplicates. Okay, here we have unique values. We don't need blanks, so we will move it upwards. Click here, control minus sign, shift cells up. Simple. Let's move it somewhere else. Now we can use this list to apply validation. Now we should make sure that the last two characters end with any of these values. So first we need the last two characters for comparison. Again, let us first create the formula to be used in validation. Okay, now we need to find if this value exists in this range, but we can, yes, concatenate these values to form a single string. Now we have to find this string in this string. We can do that using find, because find is case sensitive. Find text, we need to find this within text, this text. Yeah, so it is found at position 1. Okay, what if some string is not found? What happens? Let us write something else. So it returns value. Okay, so we need to handle this error before applying it to data validation. We can use I think is error. What it does, first let us read it. It checks whether value is an error other than NA and returns true or false. Yeah, it's fine. I think we can use it. Yeah, it is true. So what does it mean? That if the value is not found, it will return true, but it should be the other way for the purpose of data validation. So we can use not here. Yeah, now it is fine. So if there is a value that is found in this string, it will return true. If the string is not found, it will return false. I think now it should work. Okay, we can use this value instead of j5, and here we need write. We can use this, and we need to keep it static, so we'll make it absolute and copy it, replace k4 with the formula, and use all the formulas here. No. Okay, yes, we need to replace this find. Let's see. If I change it here, CE, it will return false. Yeah, now it is fine. The formula is perfect. Let us apply it in data validation for this range. Okay, custom, and there you go. It should work. CZ, yes, it is working. IL is there, so we can use IL. Okay, good. So it's working now. Let us delete it. So we are done with the location, and last one is organizers. Okay, Organizers, there are multiple conditions. First one is it must be a number, either decimal or whole number. As you can see in data validation, we have validations related to numbers, but the problem is that we can either use whole number or decimal number. If we want to apply both in the same cell, we need to use custom. We will use it. And another one is if it is decimal, it must end with 0.5. This is tricky. And the third one is it should be between 1 and 4, and it cannot be blank. Okay, this is fine. This is simple. This is simple. Okay, let us do it one by one. Select the range, go to custom. So it must be a number. We can use is number. There you go. Second one is let us uh, let us apply this one between 1 and 4. So h4 should be greater than or equal to 1, h4 should be less than or equal to 4, and it cannot be blank. So let us uncheck it. So we have three conditions. So we must use AND function to use all three conditions. So let's see. If I enter A, invalid because it is not a number. I can use numbers from 1 to 4. Okay, 2.5 is valid, 2.2 is still valid because we have not yet implemented this one. So I think if I keep it blank, it is not allowing blank as well. So rest of the conditions are working. Let us work on this one now. For this we need to first get the last two characters. I think we can use write in number of characters 2. Yeah, it is turning point 2, but here is the problem. uh, let us try mid. Start, it should start where it is finding decimal. So let us use find decimal within text. This start number is 1 by default, and we need to fetch the next character. Start from the next character, and then number of characters is 1. Yes. There you go. We need this error. Yeah, let us forget right. Mid would work just fine. So let us compare it now. It should be 5. Okay, this is true. Yeah. Okay, now we need to handle this error. Let us use if error. If there is an error, it should return true. If there is no error, it will return true. Okay, this is fine, I think. Now we can replace K4 with that formula, and we can delete it. Let's see. Now it is turning true. This is false. This is true. Yeah, it is working. Let us copy it and apply this formula in validation. We just need to paste it here and remove the equal sign. There you go. Hmm. So not allowing me anything other than 2.5. It has to be 2.5 or 3.5, but it cannot be 4.5 because values must be between the range 1 to 4. It can be 3.0, 1.5. It cannot be 0.5. Okay, now it is working, I think. Yeah, we are good. So we have applied all the validations. I hope you understood each one of them. If you have any doubts, please let me know in comments. Or if you want to know more about data validation, you have any specific problems related to data validation, please let me know in comments or through social media. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care.